And the capacity crowd is on their feet to watch Dave Steele lead the sprint car field back to green at the Mopar PRI Sprint and Midget Classic. Hello, everybody. Stephen Cox and Larry Rice bringing you the action. Dave Steele, Mark Jessup running very well. Tracy Hines in second place right now.
Yeah, Tracy Hines doing a nice job. Mark Jessup still back there in third, trying to hold off everybody behind him who've really been putting on a pretty good challenge to him.
Well, Mark Jessup has had a bit of a roller coaster career these past few years. He was the most improved driver in the series in 2003. Then last year, he doesn't win a race, or rather in 2004. He was second place. That was his best showing at Salem Speedway. Now tonight he's back running in the top three right now. He started on the pole tonight.
Yeah, he certainly did. He came from the go-kart ranks like a lot of these guys, and you can see from that onboard camera, these guys want to get right down to that bottom line, that white line. Keep that left front right on there. That makes it very difficult for the guy behind you to pass.
Steele is in first, Hines is in second. That means the red car there, Mark Jessup trying to hold off Brian Tyler, Cody Swanson, and a host of other guys as they come sliding out of the turns here. Do you ever really come out of a corner at this racetrack?
Well, you come out, but you have to be very careful. There's 800 horsepower in these cars, and they only weigh 1,300 pounds, so it's very, very easy to break those tires loose. That's the reason you see these guys wiggling around coming off the corner. They've got so much horsepower that unless you are just very ginger, you got to push that throttle like there's an egg under it, or you're going to break the tires loose.
And what is going through the mind of Dave Steele right now as we look for the battle at third place? That's Mark Jessup being chased right now by the number 4 car of Brian Tyler. But look back up front to Dave Steele. What's he thinking? He's in a groove right now. He's got a rhythm going. The tires are hot.
Well, this guy's been here before. He's been there, done that. He's very good on the pavement. He's always been very good on the pavement. He kind of gets riled a little bit when you say he can't drive the dirt, because he has won dirt races too. But he's a pavement specialist. He knows it, and he's very good, and he's showing it here tonight.
And you can really see the front suspension of the race cars work in that shot we saw just seconds ago. Dave Steele running very, very well out front. He considers this his home racetrack.
Well, he certainly runs all of Florida, and he runs very well on all these racetracks. You can see, though, the perfect lap. He puts that left front tire right on that white line, and he never wavers. He stays right there.
With all that horsepower, will you ever find an opportunity to pass on the outside? That's Josh Wise right there at the right side of your screen. He is trying to work his way through the field for that impact $50,000. But is there much of an outside line, even with the horsepower?
It's very difficult on this racetrack. You can see the Josh Wise. He's quick back there. He's trying to go wide. He's trying to go low. He's faster than the cars in front of him. But so far, he just hasn't made his way very far up. He's passed 3 or 4 cars, but he's got a whole bunch more to get around if he wants to get that $50,000 from Impact Racing.
The guy he has to get around right now is the red number 8B. That is Lee Boss, who started back in 22nd position. So you can see that Josh hasn't made up a whole lot of ground here, because you're looking at an all-star field.
Yeah, Tony Hunt right in front of Boss, so he's still got a lot of good racers to get around. You can see, though, he's trying the high line. He tries to go out there, just not enough speed. These cars are wider, and it's much more difficult to pass on the outside than it was in the midget cars.
Talk a little bit about the offset and the way these cars have changed in the past 5 or 10 years and what's been done to them mechanically.
Well, these cars are always very, very high on horsepower, very low in weight. That's one of the things that makes them very difficult. But because they are wider, they're always going to take up more racetrack, and it's always going to be more difficult to use that outside line on a racetrack such as Orlando.
Dave Steele has run up front all night, as has the second place driver. That is the 69 of Tracy Hines running in second, and big trouble in the corner.
Yeah, Cameron Dodson got in there. It looked like the throttle might have stuck. He was hard on the brakes, had the wheels turned to the left, but he went straight into the wall. And you can see the pieces falling out of that thing and rolling down the racetrack. But it looked to me like the throttle could have hung up a little bit on that thing, because he was trying to get it turned.
Well, something definitely went wrong. You could see him all over the brakes to no avail at all. We go back to green now, and Dave Steele has to rebuild this lead all over again.
Well, Tracy Hines right behind him. Tracy Hines, during that yellow, he sat there and he thought, what can I do to go faster? He's pulling away from me. I've got to change something. He might have adjusted the weight a little bit or something, but so far Steele's still pulling away.
Well, what's Josh Wise thinking then? He's got to go a lot faster.
He's thinking, maybe I made a mistake. I might have taken the $5,000 to win rather than try to win that 50, because he is just not moving through the field very well.
And you're seeing guys try the high line, and many times smoke will roll off that front left tire because you have to drive in so deep to try to hold that position. Sometimes it just doesn't work, and Josh Wise is making some contact back there.
Yeah, you can see right there. He tried to force his way in there. This is a non-points race. That's one of the reasons he chose to go to the back. Had this been a points race, he may have gone ahead and started up front just for the points. And because it's non-points, it's all about the money. And believe me, he'd like to take home that check.
That's asking for a lot, though.
Boy,
it really was.
It is, but he was willing to do it. I think right now he's maybe having second thoughts, but still, it's $50,000. These guys don't get a chance to race for that kind of money every day.
And there's a bunch of people out here pulling for a blue and white number 20, running about 18th to 20th position right now, still trying to chase down Lee Boss. And look at Dave Steele. He's cruising off away from everybody again.
Well, he certainly has that car handled right now. I mean, he works on his own cars. He sets up his own cars. He's very mechanical. He likes to work on these things. Oh, we got a big tangle up there in the corner. That's Boss, and it was all because another car spun. That looked like Nick Green up against the wall.
And all that occurred just ahead of the number 20 of Josh Wise. We'll get it sorted out for you. In the meantime, we are brought to you by Mopar, original equipment, quality parts, and service from factory-trained technicians. By ARP, manufacturer of professional quality fasteners. And by Tornado. Don't drive without it under the hood.